Hello friends, welcome back to my channel that is certified in the Risk and Information System Control, part 10 of domain 3. Friends, in this we'll understand about and will further study on the risk monitoring and reporting. Under this, we'll cover the two topics, that is risk monitoring and reporting, and second about the risk treatment plan. Right? So let's start with the today's topic. First friends, we'll understand about the effective risk monitoring and reporting in organizations. Under this, the first point we'll understand about the introduction to the risk management. Friends, managing risks is really important for businesses because it helps them deal with the uncertainties. Right? So to do this well, companies need to keep an eye on potential problems and communicate about them. Friends, they have to find the right balance. Not too much information, but enough to understand what is going on. Right? So tools like key risk indicators, key performance indicators help them to measure the risk and track risks and performances. Friends, company also need to put measures in place to manage risks like installing safety features, right? So it's important to combine monitoring and reporting to make smart decisions for the future. And finally, business need to take actions based on the information they gather to stay on the track. Just take an example, friends. Let's understand, like imagine a business as a big ship sailing through a sea of uncertainties. So just like sailor need to watch out for storms or hidden rocks, similarly businesses need to manage the risks, things that could go wrong and hurt the company. So to do this, they need to keep an eye on potential problems and talk about them with their team. Right? So friends, but it is not about drowning in information. They have to find the right balance, like knowing when to gather more information and when to stop. So friends, tools like key risk indicators and key performance indicators help them to understand what's going on and how well they are doing. Things like key risk indicators as warning signs and key performance indicators as marker for the success. Friends, companies also need to put safety measures in place, like adding seat belts in a car to manage risks better. So friends, it is not just about watching out, they also need to plan for the future. And by combining watching and talking, they can make smart decisions to keep the ship sailing smoothly. And when they see a storm coming, they need to act fast to stay safe and on course. Moving next we'll understand about the importance of monitoring. Friends, imagine risk management as a backbone, the strong support of a business. So friends, monitoring is like the eyes and the ears of this backbone, helping to see and understand all the risks around. It is important that monitoring looks at everything but also stay focused so it does not get overwhelmed with too much information. And to do this, we use something like key risk indicators, which are like special signs that point out specific risks along with the performance and control indicators that show how well things are going. Friends, monitoring is not a one-time thing. It's a continuous, like always keeping watch for new danger or changes in old ones. This way, the businesses can stay strong and ready to deal with anything that might come its way. Moving next friends will understand about the core components of monitoring, that is a key element of effective monitoring. In this, the first is about the key risk indicator. Friends, key risk indicators are like early warning sign for the businesses. They help organizations predict possible risks before they happen. Friends, key risk indicators are picked because they are closely connected to important things that could affect the organization goal. So by keeping an eye on key risk indicators, businesses can stay prepared and avoid problems before they become serious. Next, about the key performance indicator. Friends, key performance indicators are like health checkup for a business, right? So they help assess how well the organization is doing and how effective its strategies are. For example, if there is a burden of 20% decrease in a sale, it could signal a problem with how the business is positioned in the market. So by keeping an eye on key performance indicators like sales number, businesses can understand if there are any issues that need to be addressed. Moving next about the key control indicators. Friends, key control indicators are like checks to make sure that safety measures in place are working well. For example, one key control indicator could be how fast the IT team responds when there is a security breach. And by monitoring the key control indicators like this, businesses can make sure that their control measures are effective and keeping their system safe. Next, about the assessments. Friends, assessment means checking regularly to find new risks. It is like doing a checkup on the organization's safety. And by doing this regularly, the businesses can find new problems that come up and make sure it's ready to handle them quickly and well. Moving next, friends. Next, we'll understand about the integrating monitoring and reporting, that is enhancing the risk management through reporting. In this, the first point is about the consistency. Friends, consistency means doing things in the same way every time. In this case, it is about using the same method of reporting, like using the same format or the process. When managers do this, it helps them to see how well they are dealing with the risks and if they are meeting the organization's goal. It's like following a recipe each time you cook. You know what to expect and can adjust things if needed. Next, about the efficacy. Friends, efficacy means how well something works. In this case, it is about how effective the strategies are for dealing with the risks. A report shows how well these strategies are working and helps to justify spending money on things like security. Friends, it is like seeing if a medicine is working to make you feel better. If it is, you know it's worth the cost. Right? Third point about the regulatory. Friends, regulatory means following the rules set by the government or other authorities. Proper reporting means giving the right information in a right way. And doing this help businesses meet the rules they have to follow, making sure they are protecting their assets as they should. Friends, it is like making sure you have all the paperwork you need to drive a car legally. You follow the rules to stay safe and avoid problem. Moving next. Next is about the adapting to evolving risks, that is strategic planning and risk anticipation. In this, the first point is about evolution. Friends, evolution means things changing over time. In businesses, as goal and plan changes, the risk involved also change. So it is important for the strategies to manage these risks to change as well. It is like adjusting your route if you are driving and road conditions change. You need to adapt to keep moving forward safely. Next, about the proactiveness. Friends, proactiveness means taking action before things become a problem. In businesses, this means thinking ahead and planning for risks before they happen. And by doing this, businesses can avoid needing to fix problems they have already occurred, which make the company stronger overall. Just take an example, like it's like wearing a helmet while riding a bike. You wear it to prevent injury in case you fall, right? So instead of waiting until you are have fallen to think about protection. Moving next. Next, we'll understand about the risk management life cycle, that is continuous monitoring and strategic adjustment. In this, first we'll understand about the life cycle. Friends, risk management life cycle is like a journey that businesses take to deal with the risks. It has four main steps, that is identifying risks like spotting potential problems, then analyzing them, understanding what they mean for the business, and next responding to them, that is taking action to minimize the risk, and finally monitoring them. That is keeping an eye on things to make sure they stay under control. And this process happens all the time like a cycle that keeps repeating to keep the businesses safe and strong. Next, about the adjustment. Friends, adjustment means making changes when needed. In business, management need to keep up to date with any changes in the risk environment, like new threat or challenges. And this helps them to make smart decisions about the direction of the company and change their plan if necessary. It is like steering a boat. You need to adjust the direction based on the changes in the wind or current to reach your destination safely. Next, about the mitigation. Friends, mitigation means taking steps to reduce or prevent risks. In businesses, it is important to plan ahead and include strategies to deal with the risk right from the start instead of waiting until there is a problem. And this helps businesses avoid problem before they happen, making them stronger overall. Friends, it is like putting on sunscreen before going out in the sun to prevent getting burned instead of waiting until you are already sunburned to think about protection. Next, about the awareness. Friends, awareness means always paying attention to what's going on. In businesses, it is important to always be aware of any changes happening and be ready to adapt them. This helps to make sure that the way of managing risks are always in line with the goal of organization, even as those goals changes over time. It is like keeping your eyes open while walking through a crowded street. You need to be aware of your surroundings and ready to adjust your path if needed. Let's understand some case studies. In this, the first we'll understand about the tech inclusive improved their computer system by special warning sign like predictive key risk indicators. Moving next. Next, friends, will understand about the next part, that is exploring key risk and information security management framework. In this, we'll understand about the introduction to the risk management first. Friends, in today's fast changing business world, knowing how to manage the risk well is really important for businesses to do well. And this in this video, we'll talk about two main frameworks of managing risk, that is enterprise risk management and information security, that is cyber security. In this, we'll explain why these frameworks are important, what they are made of, and how they can be used to plan strategies and keep things secure. The goal is to give organization a complete guide on how to make their risk management and cybersecurity strategies better. Moving ahead, in this we'll understand about the overview of ERM framework. Friends, enterprise risk management framework are like toolkits that businesses use to deal with the risk in everything they do. In this part of the video, we'll talk about three important enterprise risk management framework, that is COSO, that is Committee of Sponsoring Organization of the Tradeway Commission, ISO 31000 is to 2018, and BS 31100. Each framework has its own way of looking at the risks and the method for handling them. And by learning about these framework, businesses can start to build a culture where everyone is working together to manage risk before they become a problem. Let's understand about the key elements of enterprise risk management. First is about the COSO framework. Friends, the COSO, that is COSO stands for Committee of Sponsoring Organization of the Tradeway Commission. Friends, enterprise risk management integrated framework is like a guidebook for businesses on how to manage risk in a complete way. It focuses on the principles which are like basic rules and components, which are part that make up the whole system. And by using this framework, businesses can have a common way of talking about the risks and managing them in a way that look at everything together. It is like having a map that show you all the important landmarks and how they are connected so you can navigate through the risks more effectively. Next, about the ISO 31000 2018. Friends, it is an international standard that provides guidelines and principles for risk management. It offers a framework and a systematic process for organizations to identify, assess, and manage risks effectively. Friends, the goal is to help organizations make better decisions, seize opportunities, and allocate resources efficiently while navigating uncertainties. Next, about the British Standard 31100. Friends, British standard that complement ISO 31000 by providing more detailed guidance on how to implement risk management process. It focuses on specific steps such as identifying risks, assessing their impact, deciding how to respond to them, and continuously reviewing and improving the risk management process. Essentially, friends, it offers a more granular approach to implement the principles outlined in ISO 31000. Moving next, friends. Next, we'll understand about the Information Security Framework, that is ISO oblique IC 27000. Friends, ISO oblique IC 27000 series is a collection of international standards that cover various aspects of information security management. And these standards provide guidelines and the best practices for organization to establish, implement, maintain, and continually improving an information security management system. Friends, this series include standards such as ISO oblique IC 27001, which specifies the requirement for the ISMS, that is Information Security Management System, and ISO oblique IC 27002, which offers a detailed code of practice for information security control. Overall, friends, the ISO oblique IC 27000 series help organizations to protect their sensitive information assets and manage risks related to the information security effectively. Next, about the main focus. Friends, the main focus of this framework is to provide tailored guidance for managing information security risks effectively. They are designed to address the unique challenges and complexities associated with safeguarding sensitive information within organization, and by offering guidelines for policy development and security strategy, these framework help organizations to establish robust measure to protect their information assets from various threats. Friends, in essence, they serve as comprehensive roadmap for implementing effective information security practices and ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of critical data. Next, next we'll understand about the ISO IEC 27001 oblique 2013. First, we'll have a closer look on the policies. Friends, A.5 section of ISO oblique IEC 27001 standard focuses on establishing strong information security policies, which are essential for ensuring the effectiveness of an organization's security effort. And these policies serve as a foundation or backbone of the organization's overall security posture. They outline the high level principles, objectives, and responsibilities related to the information security within the organization. And by defining clear policies, organizations can provide guidance to employees on how to handle sensitive information, use of IT resource securely, and adhere to the regulatory requirement. In essence, robust information security policies help set the tone for the organization's security culture and ensure that security measures are aligned with the business objectives. Next, about the asset management. Friends, section A.8 of ISO IC 27001 standard highlight the crucial role of asset management in maintaining the information security within an organization. Friends, asset management involves various key activities aimed at ensuring the protection of valuable organizational assets. Firstly, it entails the identification and inventorying of all the assets, including hardware, software, data, and physical facilities, along with their ownership and criticality to business operations. Additionally, friends, assets are classified based on their importance and sensitivity to determine the appropriate level of protection measure required. Clear ownership or responsibility of each assets are established to ensure accountability and effective management. Friends, furthermore, security control and measures are implemented to safeguard asset from unauthorized access, disclosure, alteration, or destruction. And this include physical security measures, encryption, access control, and regular backups. Friends, procedure for the proper handling, use, and disposal of assets are also established to minimize security risk throughout their life cycle. And by managing organizational assets with security in mind, organizations can mitigate risks associated with the loss, theft, or compromise of valuable information, thus ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of assets and contributing to the overall effectiveness of the information security management system. Next, about the access control. Friends, section 8.9 of ISO oblique IC 27001 standard focuses on access control, which is a critical aspect of information security. Friends, access control involves managing and regulating who can access information and system within an organization, as well as what level of access they have. This is essential for protecting resources from unauthorized access, whether intentional or accidental. Friends, access control measures include implementing authentication mechanism such as password, biometrics, or smart card to verify the identity of users. It also involves setting up authorization policies to determine what resources users are allowed to access and what action they can perform once they gain access. And by effectively controlling access to information and system, organizations can reduce the risk of unauthorized disclosure, modification, or destruction of the sensitive data. And this helps to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the information assets, ensuring that only authorized individuals can access them and minimizing the potential for security breaches. Next, about the cryptography. Friends, section 8.10 of the ISO/IC 27001 standard emphasizes the importance of employing cryptographic message to safeguard the integrity and confidentiality of data both at the rest and in transit. Friends, cryptographic measure involve the use of mathematical algorithm to encode data in such a way that it becomes unintelligible to unauthorized individuals. This ensures that even if data is intercepted or accessed by unauthorized parties, it remains secure and protected. Friends, in practice, cryptographic techniques such as encryption are utilized to encode sensitive information before it is stored on digital storage device or transmitted over networks. Encryption scrambles the data by using cryptographic key, making it unreadable without the corresponding decryption key. And this helps to prevent unauthorized access or tampering with the data, thus preserving its integrity and confidentiality. Friends, by implementing cryptographic measures in accordance with the section 8.10, organizations can effectively mitigate the risk of unauthorized access, disclosure, or manipulation of sensitive information. And this enhances the overall security posture of the organization and help to ensure compliance with the regulatory requirement related to the data protection and privacy. Additionally, cryptographic measures contribute to building trust with the customers and stakeholders by demonstrating a commitment to protecting their sensitive data throughout its life cycle. Moving next. Next, we'll understand about implementing ISO/IEC 27001 controls. First is about the risk assessment. Friends, risk assessment is a crucial step for enterprises in ensuring the security of their information assets. It involves systematically evaluating potential risks to these assets, including threat and vulnerabilities, and determining the likelihood and impact of these risks occurring. And by conducting thorough risk assessment, organizations can identify areas of vulnerability and prioritize their efforts to implement appropriate security controls. Friends, one commonly used framework for selecting security control is the ISO/IEC 27002-2013, which provide a comprehensive set of guidelines for information security management. And this standard offer a wide range of controls covering various aspects of information security such as access control, cryptography, physical security, and incident management. By referring to the ISO/IEC 27002 is to 2013, standard enterprises can identify controls that are relevant to their specific needs and align with the risk management objectives. And these controls can then be implemented to mitigate identified risks and enhance the overall security posture of the organization. Friends, overall conducting through the risk assessment and selecting suitable controls from standards like ISO/IEC 27002 is to 2013 are essential practices for enterprises seeking to effectively manage information security risks and protect their valuable asset from potential threats. Moving next about the customization. Friends, customization refer to the ability of organization to adapt or modify their information security management system to fit their specific needs and operational environment. Friends, one key aspect of customization is the flexibility in selecting controls to address identified risks and security requirement. And by having the flexibility to choose control from framework such as ISO/IC 27002, organizations can tailor their information security management system to effectively address the unique challenges and circumstances they face. This means that selecting control that are most relevant and applicable to their business's operation, industry regulation, and risk tolerance level. For example, friends, let's understand with a like a small startup may have a different security needs compared to the large financial institution, and the startup may focus on implementing basic controls to establish a foundation or security, while the financial institution may require more stringent control due to the sensitivity of the data they handle. Friends, customization also allows organizations to allocate resources more effectively by prioritizing control based on their level of risks and potential impact on the business operations. And this ensures that limited resources are directed toward addressing the most significant risks first. Overall, friends, customization of the information security management system enables organization to build a more effective and resilient security posture that align closely with their business objectives and operational realities. It empowers organization to proactively manage risks and protect their information assets while remaining adaptable to changes in the threat landscape and regulatory requirement. Moving next we'll understand about the strategies for the effective enterprise risk management and security. First is about by adopting holistic view. Friends, to adopt a holistic view of the risk management, organizations should integrate enterprise risk management and cyber security framework universally across all the business processes. This means implementing these frameworks consistently and comprehensively throughout the organizations to address risk effectively at every level. Friends, enterprise risk management provide a broad and integrated approach to identifying, assessing and managing risks across all aspects of an organization. It considers risks related to strategic objectives, operations, financial performance, and compliance and reputation. And by incorporating enterprise risk management into all businesses processes, organizations can ensure that risk management becomes embedded in their culture and decision making processes. Similarly, friends, cybersecurity framework such as ISO/IC 27001 and NIST Cybersecurity Framework offer guidelines and best practices for managing the cybersecurity risks. And these frameworks provide a systematic approach to identifying, protecting, detecting, and responding to and recovering from cybersecurity incidents. And by integrating cybersecurity into all business processes, organizations can strengthen their defenses against cyber threat and protect their information asset from unauthorized access, disclosure, alteration, or destruction. Friends, by adopting a holistic view of risk management and incorporating enterprise risk management and cybersecurity framework universally across all business processes, organizations can achieve comprehensive risk management. And this approach enables organizations to identify and address risks proactively, minimize potential threat and vulnerabilities, and enhance overall resilience to adverse event. It also fosters a culture of the risk awareness and accountability throughout the organization, leading to better decision making and improved business outcomes. Moving next is about the continuous review. Friends, continuously reviewing and updating the risk management and information security strategies is crucial for organizations to adapt to new threat and operational changes effectively. This process involves regularly assessing the effectiveness of existing strategies, identifying emerging risks, and making necessary adjustment to mitigate those risks. Friends, by conducting regular review, organizations can stay informed about evolving threat and vulnerabilities in their operating environment. And this allows them to proactively identify potential gaps in their risk management and security measure and take corrective actions before they escalate into significant issues. Furthermore, as businesses evolve and undergo changes such as expansion, technological advancement, or regulatory requirement, it is essential to review and update the risk management and security strategies accordingly. This ensures that the organization's approach to managing risks remain aligned with its objectives and operational realities. Friends, continuous review also involve monitoring the effectiveness of implemented controls and security measures, evaluating incidents and near misses, and gathering feedback from stakeholders. And this information enable organizations to make informed decisions about refining their risk management and security strategies to better protect their assets and achieve their business goals. Overall, friends, by embracing a culture of continuous review and improvement, organizations can enhance their resilience to emerging threat, optimize resource allocation, and maintain a proactive stance in managing risks and protecting sensitive information. Next, about the employee training. Friends, investing in the employee training program is essential to enhance risk and security awareness among employees, ultimately fostering a culture of vigilance within the organization. And by providing comprehensive training on the risk management and security best practices, organizations empower employees to recognize potential threats, understand their roles and responsibilities in maintaining security, and take proactive measures to mitigate the risks. Friends, employee training program should cover various aspects of the risk and security, including information security policies and procedures, data protection practices, cybersecurity awareness, and incident response protocols. Training sessions can be conducted through workshop, seminar, online courses, and interactive module tailored to the specific needs and roles of different employee group within the organizations. Furthermore, training program should be ongoing and regularly updated to keep pace with evolving threat and technologies. This ensures that employees are equipped with the latest knowledge and skills needed to address emerging risks effectively. Friends, by investing in employee training, organizations not only strengthen their defenses against the potential threat but also create a culture where security is everyone's responsibility. Employees become more vigilant and proactive in identifying and reporting security incidents, helping to mitigate risks and safeguard the organization's asset and reputation. Friends, overall, employee training play a crucial role in building a resilient security posture and promoting a culture of vigilance and accountability across the organization. It demonstrates a commitment to security excellence and empower employees to play an active role in protecting the organization's interest. Friends, here we come to the end of today's part, that is part 10 of domain 3 prepared by ISACA Preparation Academy. Friends, do watch our videos, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you.